Hi, this is Charlie giving you Wednesday's video. I'm recording this on Tuesday. The title of this video is Why Traders Don't Use Stops. So I'm going to go through that with you here today. I'm away for the next few days. I'll see if I get enough time. I'll record another video and then upload it whilst I'm away. But do give us a thumbs up and likes. Apparently, Kim says that's what we should be asking for when we do these videos, because it's I don't know, good for YouTube. Let's get started. So why traders don't use stops? We've talked about the things in the past, previous videos, why the things traders do to make themselves feel good, like move their stops up quickly and take their profits too soon. But another thing that traders do is they don't use stops at all. Some traders, and this I'm talking about traders all around the world. There's loads of traders who do it, because if you don't use stops and you get into a position and it's been going up and maybe you buy it when it pulls back, so you get in here and you don't use a stop, so if it still carries on going down, they sit on it until it eventually comes back up, and a lot of the time they will eventually come back up. And so the trader may take some heat for a period of time, but eventually it comes up for them, and then they're in this position where they're like, oh, this is I can now bank profit or whatever. And what also can happen is, in that same situation, price starts coming down, they buy here, don't use a stop, price carries on going lower, and then they add some more. So they add another level. So here's number one, they add another level at number two, maybe there's another, it carries on coming lower, so they add another level at number three, and so on and so forth. And again, if price then starts coming back up, by the time it gets back up almost to their first level, they're into profit, they're in net profit because of the add-ins they put in here. And certainly by the time it carries on going up, they're in really nice profit. So this is the sort of thing that goes on with traders all around the world. They do it. And you can basically, the reason that traders don't use stops is because, again, it's that avoidance of being wrong. It comes back to that core belief internally with a lot of people, is they don't want to be wrong. And a way to not be wrong is to not use stops, because then you haven't got stopped out. You just wait until it comes back up or whatever. The downside with this is that the upside is that it can work a lot for you. You might have to take some heat, and a lot of the time the market will do a retracement, come back up, and you can get out for a small loss or a bit of a profit, whatever. But it teaches people bad habits, and the markets have a great ability to teach people bad habits, because there's always going to be, you can do trading like that, and you can trade successfully like that, with no stop losses and no real risk management and risk controls. And then there's always going to be that one time when the market comes down, you get to your first level, it comes down to the second and to the third level, and it just keeps on coming. And then you're out of bullets, and it just keeps on going again. And it's that one, it only needs to happen once. And then that's how you hear about traders talking about how they've blown an account. Usually it's because they don't use stop losses. You can blow account, obviously, with using stop losses and just having lots and lots of losers, but this is a very common thing globally, that traders will blow accounts because they don't use stop losses. They got away with it for a long time, and then there's that one time when the market just doesn't look back. And if I give you an example of that, if I actually go to oil, so if I bring the oil market up, and I think it was late last year, on the daily chart here. So yeah, it was during this period back here. So yeah, late last year. So technically, oil had been sort of in a overall bullish mode, if you say, for most of last year. Then it started coming down, and it didn't look back. And you can have a trader might have technically thought, okay, I'll get in for whatever reason, maybe off against this high here, and so they buy down here. It doesn't go up enough, so then it comes down. They haven't got a stop loss, and bearing in mind, a lot of traders all around the world aren't that technical either. But anyway, it comes down some more, and so they decide to buy some more here, because surely it's got to bounce soon. And that was a big down day, so then they get emotional and they buy on the big down day. Then it comes down some more, so they buy some more here, does a shallow little bounce, nowhere near enough to get them back into even close to being break even, and then comes down some more, so they buy some more, and then they're just sitting on it, and and then there would have been loads of traders who trade oil getting blown out of the water last year. Now that's quite it's uncommon, but it's still common enough, this type of move where there's very little retrace. If there's no retrace, the people who don't use stops don't get out, and they can't bring themselves to getting out either, because the market just keeps coming down and they just hold, hoping that the market's going to come back up for them. So my advice is this week, don't be a hold and hoper. Do use stop losses. Yes, it means you're going to have losing trades, but you're much better off having losing trades and still having an account, as opposed to not using stop losses and getting away with it for a long time and then blowing up at some point when you have a sustained move like this, which just goes down and down and down, and your account's not big enough to be able to cope with that bigger move. So that's my advice this week. Please use stop losses. They are there for a reason. Anyone who tells you don't use stop losses, there are certain times when you cannot use stop losses if you're hedging. If you're hedged against a different market or whatever, that can be a time when you don't use stop losses. But generally speaking, do use stops. They're there to keep you safe and your account safe. And leave the blowing up of accounts to all the other traders around the world. And so that's my advice for this week. Hopefully I'll get another video recorded so I can upload it while I'm away. But other than that, stay safe out there. Take care for now.